Hello students, welcome back, and in this series of videos we are learning the basic mathematics that we need for physics, okay. And sometimes they ask direct questions also on these things. So mainly we have to learn about vectors and like integration and differentiation, okay. Yes, okay, let's start. So today we are starting with what? Vectors, okay. When you think about vector, you see two types of things always see everywhere in physics. One is what? Scalar quantities, one is what? Vector quantities, okay. So meaning of this already you know, still I am writing. Scalar means what? These direction you want to define these quantities, you need just their magnitude alone, okay. Magnitude alone can define that quantity completely, right. But you see that in vector quantities you need magnitude plus direction also, right. So I am writing shortcut for to define these things we just need what? Magnitude alone, okay. Magnitude or value of that quantity alone is enough to define that quantity, okay. Yes, but here vector quantities know that we need magnitude plus what? Direction also, right. These both things are needed to define these type of quantities, right now, vector quantities, right. Okay. Yes, example I don't need to explain, you know all these things, like you can say that your distance, correct, your speed, you say energy, work, these all are what? Scalar quantity, right. Yes, vector quantities like displacement, you say velocity, you say like force, right now, momentum, these type of quantities are what called vector quantities, which needs direction also, right now, always. Okay, so we will talk what type of vectors we have. I wrote all this here, they are very simple, just write few words. Okay, when you say parallel vector means what? Two vectors which what? Having same direction. So here what we need? Same direction. These are called what? Parallel vectors, right. Their magnitude may be same, may not be same. This is suppose A vector, this is what your B vector, right. Their magnitude may be same or may not be same, it does not matter, but direction is same, then they are called what? Parallel vector. Means simply the angle between these two vectors should be what? 0 degree, then they are called what? Parallel vectors, okay. Yes, then anti-parallel means what? Just opposite. Two vectors in what? Just opposite direction, right. Yes, same direction I wrote, be careful. Here is what? Just opposite direction. Opposite direction means angle between them simply will be what? 180 degree. So this is vector A, that's what your vector B. This case, this is called what? Your anti-parallel vectors. Again, magnitude may be same, may not be same, doesn't matter. Then you talk equal vectors. Equal vector means in magnitude they are what? Equal. So if you talk two vectors which are in same direction, this A vector, that also what? A vector, right. So equal in magnitude, you say equal in magnitude plus same direction. Direction should be also what? Same, then these type of vectors are called what? Equal vector. Magnitude they should be equal, right, and direction also same, both are like A vector, both are same value, right now. Yes, so they are called equal vector. Then negative vector means what? Magnitude same but direction just opposite, means this is a vector A, like this, you say this is a vector A, and if you draw a vector like this one, this vector is suppose right minus A vector, then these are called what? Negative vector. So you say equal in magnitude. Magnitude is what? Equal, but the opposite direction, means angle between them is what? 180 degree, that's all, correct. These are called what? Your negative vectors. Then you call co-initial vector. Co-initial means starting. So two vectors, three vectors, any number of vectors starting from the same point, they are called what? Co-initial vectors, right now. Yes, so vectors starting from same point, you say vector starting from same point are co-initial, like this is a point something O, one vector start from here, vector A, other vector starting here, B vector, this is a vector C vector, then these are all are called what? Co-initial vectors, right. Okay, then what is collinear vector? Collinear vector means what? They are in one line. So in one line means they can be like in same direction or opposite direction. So let me write here, collinear means what? Vectors in what? In same line. So here we have two possibilities only, either the angle between them will be theta will be 0 degree or what? 180 degree. These are only possible for what? Collinear vector, right now. Linear means line. So either they are in one line, maybe in same direction or maybe in opposite direction. There are two possibilities only we have. So when you talk collinear means there are only two possible angle between two vectors, 0 degree or what? 180 degree. Okay. Coplanar vector means they are in same plane. So vectors in what? same plane, correct. Two vectors in the same plane. If I draw two lines on this board, they will be in same plane, right, x and y plane, right. So they will be called what? Co-planar vector. If you talk two vectors, they will be always in what? They will be always what? A co-planar vector. If you are talking about just two vectors, remember that they will be always in a, they will be always what type vector? Co-planar vector, okay. So I am right here, two vectors if you are talking two, if more than two, there may be 3 dimensions, we do not know, but two vectors are always what? Co-planar, keep in mind this type of example, okay. Okay, concurrent vector. Concurrent means they meet at the, or they pass through the same point. Look here, one word already came, co-initial means starting point should be same, but in concurrent what happens? The starting, middle or any point they should meet at what? One particular point, then they are called what? Concurrent vector, okay. Vectors pass through, you say vectors pass through same point. Remember in Newton's laws we have done that problem, Lyman's theorem, there we talk about three vectors, they act through the same point, like this one point, one vector is here like vector A, one vector was here B vector, one vector was C here, right. They may start from here or they may end here, right. So these vectors are called what? Your concurrent vector, okay. Then what is null vector? Which has magnitude of what? 0. Null or 0 vector means what? Its magnitude will be 0, right now. So we write 0 vector, this is what your null vector or 0 vector. Now I wrote last these two vectors which are very important for us, okay. So I wrote at the last so that I can explain nicely. So let me write here unit vector, okay. Unit vector is very important. First we have a represent by, you say like, how we represent this? Represented by like a cape, whatever vector you put a cape on top, right? A cape, B cape, C cape, right? Yes. Then what's the use of this? Okay, what is unit vector first? It has a vector which has magnitude of unit, means what? 1. It's a vector having magnitude of unit, or you say what? Just 1. Correct, its value is simply what? 1. Actually what's the use of this vector, unit vector? Why we need unit vector? This tell you the direction of some vector. This is used to represent what? Direction, okay. This vector specifies, okay, what? Direction of given vector. Unit vector is used to tell the direction of some given vector, okay. Yes, and how we write its value, correct. So a vector is written like this one, means a cape vector is equal to what? A vector by magnitude of what? A vector. Vector by magnitude of that vector, that becomes what? Your unit vector, okay. There is a lot of use of this, we will learn soon, okay. Yes, okay. This was unit vector represented by a cape symbol, B cape, whatever this cape you have to put is a vector having what? Magnitude of 1. This vector used to define what? The direction of the given vector, and how we write formula like this one, a cape is equal to what? A vector by magnitude of what? A vector, right. Okay. Then I told you one more vector is there, axial vector. Let us understand that. Axial vectors, right. Axial, the name says axial is along the axis of rotation. Actually this vector is specifically used in rotational motion. Recently we have learned rotational motion, so you should understand, is very important. So this is used, mainly is used in what? Rotational motion. Mainly used in what? In rotational motion, remember this, okay. Yes, the main use of axial vector is what? In rotational motion. What this vector do? It tell you that this vector is always along the axis of the rotation. This vector is always along what? This vector is always along the axis of rotation. Actually what happens? Suppose somebody is moving in a circle like here, okay, like this way, okay. Then okay, first I give example so you understand better, like example of axial vector. Like we have learned many things in rotational motion, like we have learned torque, correct, that was R cross f u naught, right? Cross product of r into f, that gives what? Torque. So your torque is called your axial vector, because direction of torque will be along the axis of rotation, right? So actually what happens when write anything, there is a rule, that is called what? Direction is given by, you can write by vector or direction. One rule is that's called right hand rule. Right hand, okay, write clearly, right hand thumb rule. Suppose I say that somebody is moving like this way, okay, which direction? Clockwise or anti-clockwise, right? Yes. So look here, let me write, because my hand will, like I am writing this direction opposite, so that it becomes easy for my hand. So somebody is moving like this one, I am writing anti-clockwise, then your finger will show what? Direction of the rotation, okay, and this will show your axial vector. So suppose this is what your direction of rotation, like finger showing, okay, anti-clockwise, means thumb is outward, so the axial vector means the direction of this, like torque will like what? Outward, right, like that way. It's always along the axis, okay, of rotations. So other things we have learned, like we have learned angular momentum also, right? What was angular momentum? You can write r cross p, or you can write like m r cross v, right? This is also called axial vector, right now. Yes. So this mainly we use in our rotation motion. Other there are many examples, like linear acceleration is what? R cross into what? Alpha, right? That also an axial vector. This is also an axial vector, axial vector, axial vector. Then you write linear velocity is what? Is equal to what? R cross what? Angular velocity, right? So this also what? An axial vector, right? Yes, these all are example of what? Axial vectors, right? Okay. Now we learn how to add and subtract what? Two vectors, okay? Then we learn how to multiply and divide two vectors, okay? Okay, I gave the basics about the name of the vectors, what type of vectors we have. Now we do second point, you say vector addition, okay? Yes. So vector addition laws. We have three simple rule to add the vector addition, okay? Yes. And what are those rules? Hope you already know. Let's discuss them. So first rule is called triangle law. Law of vector addition. Okay, triangle law of vector addition is used to add the two vectors. You have two vectors and you want to add them, then how you add them? So this rule says simply what? Suppose you have two vectors and you represent them by the two direction of a triangle taken in what? Same order. Let me write few words here. If two vectors are represented by two sides of a triangle taken in same order, order should be same, like clockwise or anti-clockwise, then the third side taken in opposite order gives vector sum of the first two vectors. So if it's not clear to you, I am reading this. If you take two vectors, if two vectors are represented by the two sides of a triangle taken in same order, then the third side taken in opposite order gives sum of the first two vectors. This is, suppose this A vector, you say like this one, then write that second vector like this one, B vector. Look at, these are in same direction, right? Then third vector you take in opposite direction, means this vector should be like that way, C vector. This is opposite direction, okay? These are clockwise, then this become anti-clockwise. So this is a rule saying that C vector is simply equal to what? A vector plus what? B vector. This is very, very important, because a lot of question has been asked about this, like, okay? So this is simply sum of this what? These two vector sum, right? You can also write this, that A plus B vector, B vector plus C vector should be equal to what? 0. This also you can say, okay? Sum of all these three vectors should be equal to 0, or C vector is simply equal to what? A vector plus what? B vector, right? It gives simply their sum. Now, this is what vector form, but how you write magnitude? So magnitude of C, Okay, magnitude one, right? Magnitude. And what is the answer? You write C. Magnitude of C vector simply equal to what? Same rule, a square plus b square plus 2ab and what? Cos theta, where cos theta is the angle between what? These two vectors, right? Okay. Yes. Okay. So this is a vector b, that angle is what? Your theta. Clear? Yes. So it's very simple. But remember that this triangle law we use only for addition of two vectors. Okay. So one more rule we have to add two vectors, that's called what? Parallelogram law of what? Vector addition. Second rule is what? Okay. Using this law also you can add the two vectors. Same way, suppose two sides of a parallelogram we present by two vector, vector A and this is what? Your vector B. Correct. Then you make a parallelogram here, you extend them like parallel this line, this you extend like that way, right. Then the diagonal of this parallelogram gives the sum of these two vectors, this is C vector, correct. Here your C vector will be simply equal to what? A vector plus B vector. Exactly same way you can write, if two sides of a parallelogram starting from same point are represented by two vector, vector A and vector B, then the diagonal, okay, a vector along the diagonal gives what? Sum of these two vectors. Okay. So suppose these two angles has angle of theta, then same if you want to find magnitude, then write C will be equal to simply equal to what? Root again A square B square plus 2ab and cos theta. Any two vector you want to add, this is a simple rule. Okay. For also if you see carefully here, they can ask one more question. This is your resultant vector, right? C. Okay. This is angle what? Alpha. So this is called angle made by resultant vector, right? So suppose this question they asked you that what they say, angle made by resultant vector. Means resultant vector that we are calling C vector. What is angle made by this? So if you see carefully in this triangle, look here, let's make it complete here, right. That is A vector, that also you can call A vector. Okay, yes. That was your B vector, right? Yes. So if you see that this tan, if you want to write tan alpha, that angle made by resultant with this vector B is what? Alpha we calling. So that what? Perpendicular by base, this only, right? Correct? Yes. So this vector is A. So we want to take that component. This angle is what? Again we know what? This is what? Theta. Correct? So this component becomes simply what? A sin theta in this case, right? By this is the total side we need, right? Yes. This triangle we are watching, complete triangle. So that becomes what? B plus, okay, component of this vector A, that much component we need, which is what? A cos theta. That gives what? Your tan alpha, right? No? Yes. Do not confuse. If you write B vector here, A vector here, this meaning will change. This become B sin theta upon A plus B cos theta will come, right? No? Depends on where we writing what. I wrote A vector here and B vector here. Okay. Yes. So you know that if you want to find resultant maximum minimum, this directly depends on what angle. If you want resultant maximum C max, that directly depends on theta. When theta is maximum, C will be maximum. So maximum value of cos theta is what? You know 1. So for that theta should be equal to what? You know 0 degree, right? When cos 0, cos becomes what? 1, right? So that becomes maximum answer. And C max value simply how much comes? You know that simply it becomes what? A plus B. Because when you put cos 0 here, it becomes A square B square plus 2ab root, that becomes A plus B whole square and root. So it becomes what? A plus B. Similarly, you want the C value of minimum, then again depend theta. Theta minimum value of cos theta is what? -1. Angle should be what? 180 degree. Cos 180 means -1. So this equation becomes A square B square minus 2ab, right? So your C minimum value simply becomes what? A minus B. Correct. So this is a simple value. When angle between two vectors 0 degree, directly you can write without writing this formula, just write A plus B. When angle is 180 degree, directly write answer A minus B. No need to use this big formula. Or suppose if theta is equal to what? 90 degree, right? Many times this comes. If cos is given, means angle is given 90 degree, means this term becomes 0. Then we have this much answer only. Your C will be simply equal to simply root A square plus what? B square. This much only, right? Yeah. Here they ask a very important question to us about this formula. That said, if two equal vectors has resultant equal to one of the vector, then angle between them will be 120 degree. This question was asked in our exam actually once. Let me explain what question was there. They said we have two vectors of magnitude both a and a. And they said when we add them, the resultant also comes what? A only. Two vectors a and b given same value, and the resultant c that also coming what? Same. Then what is the angle here? Suppose I say I have suppose two vectors a is equal to b, let us call them a, and what is given, and what is given? Resultant. C is also given what? A. Resultant also given what? Equal to a. Then what should be the angle between them? So look here, you say this is a formula, C is equal to root a square b square plus what? 2ab and what? Cos theta, right? C is given a, okay, a. This is given a square, b also given a square, so 2a square and cos theta, right? Yes. So let's remove root from both sides, you get a square is equal to, this becomes what? 2a square plus 2a square cos theta, right? Okay. So what you do? You take 2a square common here and divide it here. So what you will get this? Okay, let's cancel this first. Okay. So you got 1 is equal to what? Okay, you took 2 common, 1 plus what? Cos theta, right? Okay. You can do like this also, no problem. So you see that this becomes 1 by 2 is equal to 1 plus cos theta, or you see cos theta becomes what? Minus 1 by 2. Cos theta is equal to minus 1 by 2 at what angle? At what? 120 degrees. Theta should be equal to what? 120 degree. So two vectors acting at what angle? 120 degree of same magnitude. Then the answer is directly becomes equal to what? Simply the magnitude of any one vector. Right now, this is the meaning of this question. Okay. Apart from this, okay, these two rules we use addition for what? Two vectors, just two vectors. If you have more than two vectors, then you use what? Polygon law. So third rule we learning is called polygon law of vector addition. So this rule you can use for more than two vectors, right now? 3 vectors, 4 vector, n number of vectors, okay. So this simply rule says that like this only, if two sides or n number of sides, any number of sides of a polygon, regular polygon, it be like a square, a pentagon, hexagon, right, all these things taken in the same order, and the last side is taken opposite order, that gives sums of all first those sides, right now. So if vectors are represented by sides of a regular polygon taken in same order, like same only, any number of sides you have, you take all them in same order leaving one, then the last side, okay, taken in opposite order, okay, taken in what? Opposite order gives vector sum of all those sides. Means you have regular polygon, okay, okay, this is a pentagon, okay. You start from here and you say this is a vector A, then you say this is my vector B, I am taking same order all vector, then you say vector what? C, then you say this is what? Vector D, and last side you take in opposite order, this you take in what? Opposite order, this is vector E. Then what will happen? The vector E will be simply equal to what? A vector plus B vector plus C vector plus what? D vector, correct. You have triangle, then two sides taken same order, third side gives sum, you have like square, 3 sides taken in one order, 4 sides will be opposite sum of them, you have pentagon, you have hexagon, then 5 sides will taken same order, the 6th side will give what? Sum of them, right. Now I am talking about like we have done addition of the vectors, right, 3 simple rules are there. Now if you want to subtract 2 vectors, then what you do? So I am writing here subtraction of two vectors. Look here once more, addition they talk, you want to add, you wrote simple rule that the resultant over C is equal to what, a square b square plus 2ab cos theta. This is what your addition, right? Yes. If they are subtraction of two vectors, suppose two vectors are there, vector a, subtraction they are asking what is the answer of subtraction, just you just change sign here, this becomes what, minus sign, because angle will be what actually like theta minus pi of pi minus theta, so it becomes what, opposite. So simply write like what, a square b square minus 2ab and what, cos theta. That's a subtraction of two vector, nothing is special, okay? Yes. Give attention to one point. I did little wrong at one point. When I told like vector addition in terms of what, triangle. So I said if you take two sides in same order, like the vector A, that's vector B, taken in what, same order, then third side taken in opposite order gives sum of them. So I said that C vector is equal to what, A vector plus what, B vector, correct? This is correct. Then what I said that I wrote like A vector plus B vector plus C vector is equal to 0. Here I missed little. This answer will come not in this situation. If you take all vector in same direction, then this answer will like that one. Means for this answer what we need, it should be like this one. You vector A here, vector B here and vector C also in same order. If you take all vector in same order, A, B, C all vector, then answer becomes what, 0. Please correct this, okay? Yes. Two vector taken same order, third is taken opposite order, then third gives sum of first two, okay? If A plus B C 0 means what, they all are in same order, and same rule for any polygon also. Like I gave vector law for polygon addition, then any polygon you take like this is one vector, this is another vector, this is another vector, okay. Suppose they taken all in same order, all vectors are in same order. This is a vector A, vector B, vector C, vector D and vector E, all are in same order everyone, then the sum of all vector will be what, 0, okay. Please correct this, okay. Yes, two sides taken same order, n number of sides taken same order, then the last side taken in opposite order gives sum of all those, or everything is what, in same order, like now all are. So like this is starting point, you say this ending point, they are matching right now. So in that case the sum of all vector becomes actually what, 0. This you have to do small correction, okay. Subtraction I wrote here. Then another small point we learned is what, direction cosines, okay. Direction cosines, okay. Suppose you have vector, I write your coordinate, okay. That's your x direction, that's what your y direction, and z. You have any vector here, let's say this is a vector and let's give some name, this is p vector, okay. Yes. So it making some angle with what, x direction, let's call that alpha, with y direction let's call beta, with that direction let's call what, it gamma. With all three directions making what, three angles, alpha, beta and gamma. So first let's write their component along x direction, y direction, z direction. So component x direction, let's call it what, px, that becomes what, p cos alpha, right? No problem. Component of this vector along this direction is what, cos alpha. Same way component along y direction, let's write py will be p cos of beta, and still p along z direction, that become p cos of what, gamma, right? Yes. So these angles, these are called what, directions cosines. So if somebody asks you what direction cosine along x direction, what is the answer? This one, px by what, p, correct. Same way you say like cos of beta is what, you say py by p, and cos of gamma is what, pz by what, p, correct. These are called directions cosines, okay. So direction cosine about x direction, this y direction, z direction, and the rules you have learned, if you remember that, if you take the sum of these all three, this plus this, okay, if you square them and add them, means you write like cos square alpha plus cos square beta plus cos square gamma, this becomes simply equal to what, 1. Sum of all direction cosines becomes what, 1, because if you square and add them you will get same answer actually, p, okay. Or suppose you write this in terms of sin theta, okay. Then you know, like you can write sin square theta plus cos square theta is what, 1. So you can replace all these values, and here become minus 1 minus, you can write goes other side. So simply the answer become like sin square alpha cos square beta, sorry, sin square beta, then sin square gamma, it becomes equal to what, 2 simply. Okay, these are simple rules. Okay. Okay, after this, now what we learn in vectors? We learn vector multiplications, right? Yes. So let's start this vector multiplication. Mainly in our physics, we have to use this thing. Okay. Yes. This will come again and again. So again, you see here we have two ways to work for vector multiplication. One is called scalar product. One is called what, vector product, right? So let's learn one by one. So first is called your scalar product, or you say scalar multiplication, okay, also called what, dot product, right? Yes, two vectors you have a and b and you multiply them, then okay, then how answer comes here? Suppose you have two vectors a dot vector b, you multiply them dot product, then our answer comes simply a b and what, cos theta, correct? Yes. So what's the use of this? Mainly the question they ask here is what, the angle between two vectors. So this cos theta is what, angle between two vectors. So they will ask question, so angle between, first question they will ask is what, between two vectors, okay. That is simply given by this formula. Look here, cos theta is simply what, a vector dot b vector by, you can write magnitude also here like this way, that is really more good, magnitude of vector a into what, magnitude of what, vector b. So what is the angle between two vectors? Cos theta is what, dot multiplication of these two vectors by magnitude of first vector into magnitude of the second vector, right? Yes, this is the angle. Same angle we can write in terms of what, vector product also, we will see then, okay. So what's the rule here for multiplication? When you multiplying two vector, what is the rule, okay, when you multiply them in vector form? So what's the rule? Simply say that if you get like I dot I cap, right, then what is the answer, 1. These rules already know, still I am writing here, j dot j is what, 1, k dot k direction, it becomes what, 1 in Cartesian form, right. Any other things you have, it always becomes 0, like I say I dot j, it becomes what, 0, right, I dot k or anything, j k dot k, doesn't matter what is this, all becomes what, directly 0. Only same means two unit vector in same direction, the angle is 0, then only it becomes what, 1. Okay. So what happens, apart from asking the angle and multiplication that we have done many times, you should know this, what they will ask you, suppose they ask you, like I write here very important question they ask here, is called orthogonal vector, okay, orthogonal vectors means two vector perpendicular vector we are talking, simply orthogonal means what, perpendicular vectors. So always they gives two vector to you, vector A and vector B, then they say that these two vectors are perpendicular to each other or orthogonal, then something will be unknown there, like some value they write alpha beta something, okay, x something, so that we have to find. So if two vectors are orthogonal, right now, then what will happen, the dot product of these two vector will be equal to what, 0. Yes, because what happens if you put here what, orthogonal means you put here what, 90 degree, cos 90, so that term, whole term becomes what, 0. If two vectors are orthogonal, what is it, if two vectors are orthogonal, okay, means perpendicular to each other, then what is there, okay, scalar product will be 0, will be 0. So question has been asked on this, it's very important. So a vector dot b, you directly write equal to what, 0, when if a vector is perpendicular to what, b vector. This is very important, okay. They say two vectors are orthogonal, find some unknown thing is there, okay. I will give example once I finish this. So then you, what you will write, simply a dot b is equal to what, 0, if two vectors are what, orthogonal, clear. Okay. Then, okay, this understood how to find angle between two vectors, okay, yes, then orthogonal vector understood and multiplication simple rule is here, okay. Okay, so when you multiply, why is called scalar product? Because when you multiply two vectors by dot product, your answer becomes a scalar, a numerical value only. Your answer is always what? In a scalar, or you say magnitude form. Okay, you will get only just magnitude, like you multiplying two vectors, force you are multiplying, then you get answer some like this one, you say 10 Newton, 100 Newton, directly you will get a magnitude value. Okay, yes. Okay, then opposite of this is called what? Vector product, or you say people also call it cross product, right? Here answer will be again a vector. When you multiply two vectors by cross product or vector product, answer is again a vector. Answer is a vector. Correct, no? Here answer becomes a scalar or magnitude. Here answer becomes a vector. So law is very simple. Say that if you multiplying two vector A cross B, correct, that simply becomes vector A magnitude, vector B magnitude, and sine theta. That's what your answer is. Like here cos theta, here become answer sin theta. Suppose you want to find angle between two vectors using this. Okay, so angle between two vectors becomes what? Angle between two vectors, right? You can write that sin theta should be equal to what? A cross, but okay, you can take generally 99% you use this format only, keep in mind. Okay, yeah, okay, but you can write if you want A cross B by magnitude of vector A, magnitude of vector B. So be careful, here you will get what? Vector again, then you take the magnitude of that also again. Okay, then divide by magnitude of this separately, then you will get your answer. Okay, so listen carefully, like here I said important word, if two vectors are orthogonal, then the dot product becomes what? 0. Correct, no? So you can find some unknown. Same thing, how will they say if two vectors are like we say at 0 parallel or anti-parallel, right? Now you say if two vectors are, you say parallel, or you say what? Anti-parallel, then what will happen? Their cross product means what? A cross B, this will be equal to what? 0. The cross product of these two will be what? 0 simply, because sine 0, sine 180 become, this whole term becomes 0. If two vectors are given parallel or anti-parallel, they ask something unknown to you, what you can do? You take the cross product and make equal to what? 0. Okay. Okay, before that I forget to tell you how to multiply cross product. So when you want to multiply two vectors, you simple you have a simple cycle that's called I, j and k direction, right? Okay, so what's the rule? It's very simple. If you going clockwise in this cycle like that way, you get positive answer always. If you go anti-clockwise, you should get what? Negative answer. So when you know that if I multiply I vector and cross I vector, same directly 0, j vector cross j vector direction 0, k cross k, answer is what? 0. These things you know. Remaining thing you have to tell from this cycle. Suppose you multiplying I vector and j vector, right? Then your answer will become what? K vector. Okay, you going like this way. You write j cross k, your answer becomes what? I. Okay. Same way, you write k cross what? I vectors, then answer becomes what? J. If you go reverse, answer will become what? Negative. Like I cross j you wrote, if you write j cross what? I, right, you going reverse in this cycle, then your answer will be what? Just negative k, that's all, right? Same way, you write k cross what? J, answer becomes what? Minus I, or you write like I cross k, then answer becomes what? Minus j. No problem, this you know. Okay, we will give example. Okay, apart from this multiplication, now what we have projection. Okay, suppose two vectors you have, then they ask the projection of vector A along B or B along A, means simply writing component and with directions. Look here, so writing projection of vector A along B. Suppose that's a vector B, you say horizontal, and this is the vector A. This angle is, let's call theta. You want to write the projection of vector A along what? B. Again you can write in two format, you can write in scalar format or you can write in vector format. So I write both. in scalar form. First I am writing scalar form. You are writing projection of this vector along this vector. Okay, yes, you can write b along that a also, that also possible, no problem. So first I am writing, so simply say that projection of a, it becomes what it comes, look here, component of a along that direction becomes simply a vector into cos theta, that's all, correct. A cos theta component of this, simply right. Now this you can write in many format, you can also write like this way. A vector is okay. What is cos theta? What is angle between two vectors? You know that it becomes what, a dot b by magnitude of a vector, magnitude of what, b vector, you know this should come, right. So suppose you cancel here this one, correct, then look here, this is what, b vector by magnitude of b vector, that becomes a unit vector. So this you can also write this answer same, this answer either write a vector cos theta, or you can also write what, a vector and unit vector of what, b, because b vector by magnitude of b thus become what, unit vector of what, b. So you want to write a component or projection of vector a along b, either you can write a cos theta if you know angle, if you don't know angle then write this one, a vector into unit vector of what, b. What is unit vector of b? B vector by magnitude of b, right, that you know. This is what in, you say in your scalar form, right. If you write in vector form, this gives only magnitude, okay. If you want to write with direction, so in vector form, then how you write? Okay, look here, in vector form how you will write, is really simply equal to what, same thing only, a cos theta, thus magnitude. Now you need what, direction, so you write here b cape, that's all. This was only magnitude because scalar form, here I am writing vector form, so I write direction also b cape, right. Now same process you follow. Cos theta is what, again look here, a vector, cos theta becomes what, you know, a vector dot b vector, right, by magnitude of what, a vector, magnitude of what, b vector and bk. This you can cancel again, right here, again b vector by magnitude of b vector again become unit vector. So this answer you can also write another form is what, a vector is there, okay, then you see unit vector of b and outside again unit vector of b, this is there, this by this that become unit vector. So this is what your vector form, okay. They will ask you that what is the component of this vector along that direction, then you have to use this formula, okay. I will give example. Okay, apart from projection there are some other questions which are important, like they can ask you that, they always ask this question that two vectors will be given to you and they ask that find a vector, a unit vector which is perpendicular to these two vectors. So how they ask question, unit vector perpendicular to given two vectors, okay. They ask, suppose two vectors are given and they ask that what is a unit vector perpendicular to what, these vectors. So what answer comes, the unit vector n cap will be simply equal to what, a cross b, right, no, just write a cross b by a cross b their magnitude. This will give, these are two vectors, so they are asking find a unit vector which is perpendicular to given two vectors. So a cross b by a cross b and their magnitude, here vector, here is what, magnitude, that's all, okay. By chance they ask that unit vector parallel to given vector. That means general, this is general your unit vector only, this question, find you should not confuse in words, they said find a unit vector which is parallel to the given vector, means general formula. So in that case unit vector will be whatever given vector, a vector by what, magnitude of what, a vector, okay, should not confuse, general, okay, yes. So we have covered almost all the things that we needed for this in our physics. Let's do some numerical practice on this, okay, by solving some problems. Okay, let's see few questions based on this. So first problem, find a unit vector which is perpendicular to both vector a and what, vector b. You have to find a unit vector which is perpendicular to what, vector a and vector b. So what is the formula for this? You know that n vector, unit vector is given by cross product of these two vectors by, you take cross product and then take magnitude of these two vectors. This is the formula. So first we have to multiply them, means we need a cross b, right. So let's do A cross B. What is A given first? 2i 3j plus k. This is a vector A cross product with vector B, I minus j plus 2k. Cycle we know I, j and k you have to multiply like that way, right? Okay. Let's see what answer comes. 2i and I becomes 0, I and j becomes what? K, and minus is there, so it becomes what? Minus 2k, right? Okay, I and what? K, so I cross k becomes what? Minus j, 2 into 2 4, so it becomes what? Minus 4 and what? J, correct? Yeah, unity vector we are talking. Okay, I is done. J cross what? I, j cross I is called what? Minus k, so 3 into I is minus 3k we can write it. J cross I we wrote, okay. Then j cross j becomes 0, j cross k is I, and 3 into 2 is what? 6, so it becomes what? 6i, okay, this is done. Then k cross I is called what? J, so just j only. K cross j is called minus I, and 1 minus already there, right? So it becomes what? Plus I, and k cross k becomes what? 0. So if you add all this, you will see what? 6i and I, this become what? 7i. Okay, j 4j, and here just become minus 3j, and k minus 2 minus 3, so that become minus 5k. That is what your vector coming A cross B, right? Okay. Then we need here magnitude of this. So magnitude how much becomes? Magnitude of this will be, means we need A cross B and its magnitude, that becomes what? 7 square, that becomes 49, 3 square, that becomes 9, 25. So how much this becomes? Okay, 40 into 9 is what? 58, 58 means what? This become what? 83. So root 83 coming. So your final answer will be what? The n vector will be what? Look here, this value already found, 7i 3j minus 5k divided by what? Root 83. That's your answer. This is a unit vector which is perpendicular to what? These two vectors, okay? Okay. Now look here, simpler form with this, find a unit vector which is parallel to the given vector. So you know that n vector is given by like A vector by magnitude of what? A vector simply, right? Vector A is given what? 3i minus 2j 4k. Magnitude of this vector will be 3 square plus 2 square plus 4 square, right? So that answer will become 3i 2j plus 4k divided by how much? This is 9, this become 4, 9 plus 4 is what? 13, and 13 plus this become what? 16. 13 plus 16 is how much? 29. So root 29. Okay. Yes. Okay. Now question number 3. Find a vector component. Vector component. Again, be careful when I told about projection of vector A along vector B. There are two possibilities we have, either in scalar format, means only magnitude they are asking, or in what? Vector form. So here they are asking, find the vector component of this vector along the direction of what? This one. Correct. So what was formula here? So component of A, so component A along what? This some vector, okay, I plus j. That how we write formula? Remember, it was like this one, vector A by unit vector of this we call like vector B, okay. This is vector A, this is called as vector B. So vector B. So our answer becomes unit vector of B into unit vector of what? B. This was the formula, vector component of A along what? B. Okay. So what we need? First we need to find this B. Let's find B separately. So vector B will be what? Unit vector is what? B vector upon what? Magnitude of what? B vector. B vector already given how much? I plus j, that's given. Magnitude becomes what? 1 plus 1 means what? Become root 2. That's what your unit vector. So let's do it here. Okay. So look here, A vector, how much given? 2i plus 3j. That's your A vector. Dot unit vector B, that's what here? I dot j by root 2. Okay, these are inside the bracket, then outside again I plus j by what? Root 2. Again what? Same unit vector. Okay. Yes. Okay. Now how much this comes? Let's multiply these two. So 2i becomes what? 2. Okay. 3j becomes what? 3. okay, that becomes root 2 becomes just 2, and that is what I plus j. So this becomes simply 5 by 2 of I plus j. That's your answer. Okay. Yes. So you see vector component they are asking, so answer is coming in vector form, right? Watch carefully. Okay. Yes. Now look here, same question only. Find the projection of vector A on vector B. They are just saying the projection, means they are asking just magnitude only. Like in this question they said find the vector component or vector projection. So vector rules we writing, here they are asking just projection only. So projection of A, vector A along B, what is formula? Simply say like here wrote this one, no? Here this much only comes vector A magnitude of what? Vector B. That much only come, right? No, this in a vector component this term come additional, scalar means this much only. Okay, vector A is given how much? 2I minus 2j plus k. This is a vector A. Then unit vector of B, it becomes what? Formula is what? B vector by magnitude of B vector. So that is given I plus j. Okay, I plus j by root 2. That's what your B unit vector B. Okay. So let's multiply this. 2I becomes 2 minus 2j, and this is what j becomes what? Minus 2, k is 0 by what? Root 2. So this is coming what? 0. Correct? Yes, coming 0. So find the projection of vector A along vector B. Let's check if I did calculation mistake. This is given 2I, 2j and k correct only, and unit vector of B is what? Ij vector B by magnitude vector B. So yes, is coming what? 0. Yes, there is 0 component, but this is also possible, no problem, you can write. Okay. Yes, I wrote correctly only, I think. Okay. Now let's see last question. It says that if vector A and vector B are orthogonal, means perpendicular, find the value of n. 4I and j, this is missing. Let's find that. So I told you when two vectors, if vector A and vector B, then I told you the dot product of these two becomes what? 0. Vector A dot vector B should be what? 0. Dot product becomes what? 0. So let's write 4I plus nj minus 2k dot product with vector 2I plus 3j plus k should be what? 0. Let's multiply 4I into 8 twice what become 8, nj will become what? 3n minus 2k becomes what? Minus 2. Correct? Okay, this should be equal to what? 0. So this 3n should be equal to what? Minus 6, right? N should be equal to what? Minus 2. That's your answer. Okay. Yes. Let's do few more questions on this. Okay, few more questions. Look at question number 6. Find the angle between this vector and this vector. Angle we have to find. Okay. Yes. So angle you can write cos theta is equal to vector A dot vector B by magnitude of vector A into magnitude of vector B, right? How this came? It came by writing this formula that A dot B is simply equal to what? A B cos theta. So cos theta is what? A dot B vector by what? A B, right? So what is A dot B? This into 3I, that becomes what? 9 plus, okay, other become directly 0. So 4j into 4j, that becomes what? 16 minus 5 and minus 5, that become what? 25 divided by vector A. We don't know because here this term is coming, I think vector A magnitude plus vector B. I am not writing this value because this is coming directly 0, right? Yes. 9 plus 16 is what? 25, correct? Yes. So this coming 0, so everything becomes what? 0. This whole term becomes 0. Cos theta is equal to 0. It means theta should be what? At what angle cos theta is 0? What is the answer? 90 degree, right? So cos theta is equal to 0 means theta should be what? 90 degree. So angle between these two vectors, given vector is what? 90 degree. Okay. Okay. Look at this. If A cross B is equal to what? A dot B. Magnitude of A cross B is equal to what? Magnitude of what? A dot B vector. Find the angle between what? A and B. So look here. Given that cross product and their magnitude is equal to given what? Dot product, right? A dot B. Let's write. What's the meaning of cross product? Simply AB into what? Sin theta, right? And what's the meaning of this? AB into what? Cos theta. This goes here. So this we can write, cos goes down here, tan theta is equal to what? 1. So theta becomes what? 45 degree. Tan theta is equal to what? 1. Theta becomes what? 45 degree, right? Simple. Okay. Look at this question. If again A cross B magnitude is equal to root 3 times of A dot B, similar question only, and I think this was asked in our exam. Find the value of A plus B. This we have to find. Okay. So look here. To find, this is addition of two vector, right? A plus B. We need what? Angle between them, right? So always first we need angle, that you can find from this relation like we have done here. So look here. They given that A cross B is equal to this time root 3 times of what? A dot B, right? So let's write. A cross B means what? Again AB sin theta is given root 3 times of AB cos theta. This is what? AB cos theta. Okay, this goes here. So we are getting here, what we are getting? Tan theta is equal to what? Root 3, correct? So it means what? How much theta becomes? Theta becomes what? 60 degree, correct only, na? Yes. Okay. Now what we need? We need addition of this vector. We need A vector plus B vector, means we write our formula, that is what? A square B square plus 2AB and cos is given 60, cos 60, correct? Okay, cos 60 means becomes 1 by 2. So this answer becomes A square B square plus just AB. This much is the only answer, right? Cos 60 means 1 by 2. That get cancelled here. That's your answer. Okay. Find a unit vector which is parallel to resultant of these two vectors. Find a unit vector which is parallel to resultant of these two vectors. Okay. So let's first find resultant of these two, means A vector plus B vector. What is the answer? Let's add them. 4I minus I, that becomes what? 3I. 3j and 3j, that becomes what? 6j. 6k minus 8k, that's become minus 2k. This is what your resultant of these two vector. Then we have to find a unit vector parallel to them. So unit vector will become n, will become like your A plus B, whatever that vector, by magnitude of this vector, right? This is single one vector, keep in mind. You can give some name to here like C vector, whatever. Okay. 3I plus 6j minus 2k, that's a vector. By magnitude of this vector, that will become 9 plus 36 plus what? 4. Correct? 9, 36 and 4. So this become how much? 40, 49 means 7. So this answer become 1 by 7 of what? 3I plus 6j minus what? 2k. That's your answer. Okay. Okay. Let's see one more question. If vector A given, vector B given and vector C is given, three vectors are given, find the angle between A, B, C, addition of these all three vectors, and A cross B. We have to find angle between what? These two. So, okay, let's first find what? This one. What is vector A plus vector B plus vector C? What is the answer of this? Okay. So let's add. I minus I becomes 0 and 3I. So it becomes what? Just 3I. J, 2J, J, 3J and 3J. This becomes what? 0. So there is no J. 3K, 4K, 7K, correct? And this is what? Minus 12, right? So it becomes what? Minus 5K. I think this much only. Let's check it once more. I and I become 0. This is 3I remaining. Okay. 2J and J, 3J, and here is what? Minus 3J, that becomes 0. 3K, 4K, that becomes 7K, and this minus 12K. So minus 5K. This is okay. Now what we need? We need A cross B. A cross B. This we have to find. Okay. This vector A cross B. So let's write. What is vector A given? I plus 2J plus 3K. This is given. Cross product with what? B vector. This is B vector minus I plus J plus 4K. Let's multiply by vector rule. You know cycle always. You can write in front of you, confuse like that way. Okay. Okay. I cross I is 0. I cross J. I cross J is what? Your K. Right. Then I cross what? K. I cross K going reverse. So minus J will become minus 4J. Okay. I is done. Then j cross what I, j cross I minus k and 1 minus already given, so it becomes what, plus 2k. J cross I, j cross j is 0, j cross k is what I, j cross k is what I, 2 into 4 is what, 8, so it becomes what, 8I. Okay, j also done. Okay, k cross what I, k cross what I is what, j, and here minus given, so minus 3j. Okay, minus 3j, be careful. Okay, k cross j, k cross j, that becomes what, minus I. Okay, 3k cross j, that becomes what, minus 3I, and k cross k becomes what, 0. So how much I? 8I minus 3I, that becomes what, 5I. Then j, 3j, 4j, that becomes minus 7j. 2k and k, that becomes what, plus 3k. Hope I did calculation correct, please check it. Okay, yes, like this you have to multiply them. Now you have to find angle. So you can give, like this is what your x vector, this you can call y vector simplification. Okay, so your angle is given by what, cos theta is equal to what, two vectors we have now, x vector, y vector, right, then magnitude of these two vectors, right. This is the formula, a dot b upon magnitude of a and magnitude of b. Let's multiply these two vectors, this vector and that vector, by what, dot product, 3i 5i, that becomes what, 15. Okay, here no j, so no need to write j, 5k and what, 3, so it becomes what, minus 15. So no need to put this value, because you see that again on top is coming what, 0, this coming 0, right, this coming 0 means everything is 0. Cos theta is equal to 0, it means theta should be what, 90 degree. So that's the angle between what, these two vectors. Okay, so you have done these questions, we will send you a worksheet to you, please solve them, and if you have any doubt from this part, please put your comment. So in next video I will teach you other things like integration, differentiation, maxima, minima, and these things we will cover. Okay, thank you so much.